Hello students, so we're going to do chapter 8D today, converting income. This one here sounds pretty complicated when I was looking through the textbook notes, but the actual mathematics is not that bad. So we're basically converting between a year, between a week and a fortnight and a month, and in some instances we might have to convert hourly income into the other ones, but that one's a bit more technical. You would need more information from the question to be able to do those conversions, because if you know how many hours they normally do in a week, then you can convert that into how many weeks, fortnights, etc. So let's go into it. So this is going to be the main information you'll need to memorize. I don't know if this will be on our formula sheet or not. For me, this is what I've always had visually in my head a lot of the time, so this has served me really well. So you might want to make a copy of this in your writing books. So you'll hit the pause on the video here and make a copy. Moving on. So some of the information from the book that I thought was worth noting is that they're saying that some people have the bad idea that they think there's 4 weeks in a month, which is not technically true. So if you can imagine there's 12 months and you've got 52 weeks, you could divide that into divide that answer by 12. Do you get an answer of 4? Well, not really. So they're saying that it'll depend, because like February has 28 days, which fits perfectly into 4 weeks, but the rest of the months of the year have 30 or 31 days in a month. So just be wary of that. They're saying if you need to convert hourly pay into weekly pay, you need more information from the question. So for example, 35 hours in a working week. So you do the calculation from there, but they would have to tell you more information. And this is just my little note here saying, hey, you need to read a little bit more to solve them. It's far more effective, I think, is to just go straight into the questions and you realize how they're not really that bad. I'll change to pink here. So here's my first question here. Convert $52,000 PA, that says per annum, and this means per year. Right? So convert $52,000 a year into weekly, fortnightly, and monthly. So we got our chart. 1 year is the same thing as 52 weeks. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the amount of money, 52,000, which is 1 year, and we want to divide it into equal weeks of pay. So I'll divide it, so sharing it into 52 weeks in the whole year. So we should get an answer of $1,000 per week. And I'm using the slash here to show a rate, because I got dollars on one side and I have weeks on the other side. There we go. So again, you see just how it's not really that technical. Let's go $52,000 a year into fortnights. So again, we're going to take that money amount. We want to divide it, so share it into equal-sized pieces that makes up fortnights. So how many fortnights in a year? That is 26. If you ever forget, for me, like I would always forget, I would just take the number of weeks a year and divide that into 2, because there's 2 weeks in every fortnight. So I could just go divide by 2 and I'll get 26. That's how I get the number. And I punch into my calculator here, so 52,000 divided by 26, so it should be $2,000 a week. So twice as much money, which makes a lot of sense. If you're working for twice as many weeks, you should get twice as much pay. Next one here, so we're going to convert it to monthly. So again, we take our money for a whole year. We're going to divide it into equal size months. So how many months is there in 1 year? Well, there should be 12 months in a year. So we take the $52,000 divided by 12 and we get, okay, so this is going to be a recurring decimal. So I get an answer of 4,333 and it's got 3 going on forever. Now, because money, particularly cents, only has 2 decimal places, I will need to round my answer. Now, it's going to end like this because 3 is not big enough to change the next digit up, so I'll leave it like that. And that is per month. I think it's MO for month. Actually, I wrote this one here. That should say fortnight. So I think fortnight is FTN for short. So that's basically what this whole thing is about. So I'm just going to go through these two, which will be very similar. And then this one here is a little bit different because it's going to work on hours. So let's go through these. We've got $1,023 per week, and we want to convert it to fortnight. So how many weeks are there a fortnight? So it's going to be 2 weeks in a fortnight. So I'll just double that amount of money. So take my money, I'll double it to make a fortnight. So I should get $2,046 per fortnight. To do an annual conversion here, so how many weeks are there in a year? So there should be 52 weeks in a year. So there's my money, and so I do this calculation times by 52 weeks. I should get an answer of 53,196. I guess the thought is when should I be dividing it and when should I be multiplying it to do the conversion? Let me just have a little think here. I don't really have a good answer here, to be honest. My brain just went automatic there to do the conversion. Let's go from a week to a fortnight is a bigger unit, so I make the number bigger. I don't know. Let's see. A year down to a week, so I divide it. I go a week into a fortnight, which is bigger to make the number bigger. I guess that's one way of thinking about it. So I'll just use a little pointer here. So here I've got per year, change it into a week. So I'm sort of downsizing it into a week. So therefore I make it smaller with a divide. Here I've got a week and I want to make it a fortnight, which is bigger. So I need to make it bigger. So maybe that's an idea we can use. So if you're trying to make the unit size bigger, we'll use a multiply symbol, which is opposite to the way we converted millimeters and kilometers. So don't know if that's going to be helpful or more confusing. Who knows? Monthly. So convert weeks into a month. This is where we had that misconception they mentioned here. It's not necessarily 4 weeks per month. It depends. So the way I would do this one is I would change it into, let's change it into the, for a full year. So this, if I times it by 52 weeks, that gives me a full year. Now I want to divide it down into 12 months. So that'll give me a monthly cost. That one is a little bit more complicated there because we had to do a in-between conversion because there's no way to directly convert weeks into months because it doesn't quite work out that way. So it's not exactly 4 weeks, it's 4 weeks and a little bit, like a decimal answer, and it's going to be entirely dependent on what month of the year it is. So that's why we got this little bit extra, which is to make it work. 1,023 times by 52, then divide my answer by 12 months. So I get an answer of $4,433 per month. Oh, I forgot to put my units on this one. So this one's per year, or I could write PA for per annum. Next one here, converting the monthly amount into annual. So months to years, so I'll need to multiply my answer by 12. So here's the money, and I will multiply it with 12 to make it a full year. So 3212.8 times by 12, I get 38,553 and 6. Now to make this look right, I'm going to add the 0 because cents has 2 decimal places. Converting it to weekly. So from month to weeks, is there a direct conversion between these two? There is not. So I might have to do another method where I go through another unit first. So we'll start off with the money amount anyway. That bit has not changed. So let's change from months to years and make it from monthly into annual. So we'll do the same thing we did above to times it by 12. Now we've got the amount of money you get in a whole year let's divide that down into 52 equal sized weeks. So we'll divide that by 52 weeks. That should get us the right answer. So we go 52. I took my previous answer because that basically was this bit. And then I just punched in right now with my calculator, I just divided that by 52. I get $741. And this is a never-ending decimal pattern, decimal sequence, so I will round that number. So it says 415, so that 5 will change it up, so it's now 42. Next one here, fortnightly. So months to fortnights, there's no direct conversion between these two. So again, I have to do some business where I go in between. I think it's probably going to work for me if I convert them to years again. So 3212.80 times it by 12 again to make it a year. And how many fortnights in a year? I will divide my answer with 26 fortnights in a year. So 3212.8 times by 12, then divide by 26 fortnights. I should get an answer of 1,482. And the decimal sequence doesn't finish, but I can round it off to 83 here in the end, 83 cents. And does that visually make sense? Is my answer here twice as much as my weekly amount? So 741 times by 2, yes. And yep, it all checks out. This is my last example before I'm going to let you loose to try some on your own. And this one here, I believe, will have to determine by an hourly work week. Scott is an apprentice plumber and works 27 hours per week. And he earns $21 and a bit per hour. Okay. Calculate his income per week. So for that, I would say 27 hours times by this per hour would give me, for a week, that would give me an answer down here. So this will be equal to 27 hours multiplied by the hourly rate of $21.23. And that should give me the answer of 21.23. 573.21 cents. Now that I have this figure here, this is per week, so I might put slash week. Okay. Now that I have this, I might use this figure to convert out the rest because it'll be easier than trying to work from hours again and doing that, starting from the hour and then converting it to his hourly rate and then converting it to fortnights will be a bit of a pain. We're just going to take this number and use it to find the rest. So there are 2 weeks on a fortnight, so let's take that number. So 573.21, and we will just multiply that answer by 2 to create a fortnight. Times 2, we'll get 1,146.42 cents, and that's per fortnight. Okay, next one here, converting it to a year, so we can go again from the amount of money per week. Oops, I backspaced too many times. 573.21. How many weeks are there in a year? There are 52 weeks, so I'm going to multiply that by 52 weeks in the year. And that will give me an answer of, let's see, 573.21 times by 52, 29,806.92 cents. This is per year. And to convert to months, what's going to be the best one to use to convert to months? It's using the annual amount and dividing it with 12 to calculate the number of months, how much money per month. That's going to be the best method. So I'm going to copy the year amount number here. So 29,806.92, and I want to divide my answer by 12 equal size months. Divide by 12, and I get an answer of $2,483.91 per month. And we're done. So those are all the examples. Hopefully it makes sense to you how to do those conversions. This is all I have memorized in my mind, and to do all these conversions, I guess you just got to be wary of, should my number answer be bigger or smaller? So that will determine whether you multiply it together or whether you divide it to make it smaller. And these are the questions I'd like you to work on in class. If you don't finish them, can I get you to do them for homework, please? All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.